think that entrepreneurship is all about the business.
That's not true. Absolutely not true. Once you know yourself, who you are, what do you want, what you already know within yourself, you will definitely be successful. That I guarantee you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Personal Development for Entrepreneurs. I'm Ikram with my friend and mentor, Dr. Venga. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the power of accountability in achieving your goals. How about that, Dr. Venga?
Good, very good. Great subject, Ikram. Great subject because accountability is really something that you can never teach anybody.
Correct. But you need it to stay committed to your goals. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it's very
true.
hard.
True. But you cannot buy a book and read it and then, accountability come. See, there are four things I think we will try to cover today, Ikram. And I like your participation all the way.
Sure.
First of all, what is accountability? Four things. What is accountability? Okay. And how to be accountable? Okay. Second. Okay.
Right.
Third one, how honest are you in accountability? Because accountability depends on your self-honesty. And finally, I want to spend a little time on this V Planner, which I have been advocating tool in order to manage your life and manage your time, all that for the last 66 years, the V Planner. So
Right.
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm nearer to the cemetery, but hey, steps are important. You understand? So the first one again is, what is accountability? And how do you see it? How do you see accountability? How you see it? I try to explain that a little bit. The third one is your own honesty in accountability. And finally, the V Planner. Four things we try to cover in the next 30, 40 minutes.
Very good. Sounds great.
So now let's start the discussion, okay? In my life, I'm 66 years old. I'm telling you, accountability is not something that people learn from a book or go to school or university or get a PhD or become a medical doctor. All that is not true. Accountability will come only by realizing yourself. You must realize that accountability. And unless you realize it, it's just a concept. And that's why you find that in human life, very few people are accountable. And leave alone, the next subject would be responsibility. Leave that out for accountability. It doesn't exist because there's no way you can understand accountability until you realize it yourself. When will that start, Ikram? When do you think that will start?
I suppose when you have a deep realization.
That's correct. So when will that come? It can come as early.
Yeah, it's very hard, but I don't know. For me, I feel, some painful experience might trigger accountability.
Also, Ikram, only for a short while. Only for, and then you'll forget it because something else good happened, and then you'll forget about it.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's for me, Lana. My life. I became accountable to myself as early as 4 5 years old. And that's my circumstances, Lana. But I did not know the term accountability, all that. But I realized, hey, I have to learn to survive. Okay. And this is important. I want to emphasize again and again and again. And that's why I developed the V Planner. Actually, the V Planner, you are right in writing, saying that it is an accountability tool.
Yeah.
It's just a tool to be accountable to. So, because when you put it into a daily schedule, this is what I want to do today, you tell yourself, that's what I want to do. So it must come from you realizing it, I realize, everybody. That's why you find that people who are accountable will always do well in their life. Okay, this is and that accountability is a driver. So that the title of our show, to stay committed to the goal, the accountability is a key part. The goal is the second part. Say, let's say that you write a goal saying that I need to exercise more. I need to exercise more. Is that accountable?
Yes.
No, it's not. It's just a statement.
Right.
When you say, I will walk for 30 minutes from 6 a.m. every day, that is accountable. That is a commitment.
Because you've added detail when.
Yes.
Right.
Because you must understand that you are cell. No matter what religion tells you, you are all cell. The cells must get together to make you move. The microbial life in you, the bacteria, the virus, all the cells, including human cells, they all must get together and make you get up in the morning at 6 without a clock and make you walk that 30 minutes.
Right.
Now, we don't understand that. We think somewhere there's a jam session inside our head. There's got a record, it'll make it happen. No, cannot. So, accountability is a subject that your entire body has the ability. But whether you want to activate it, not up to you. There's nothing anybody can do. You can't do a PhD on it, no? You can't. And even then, you will not be accountable. And if you look at the world today, that word accountability does not exist. I do what I want to do. To hell with everybody else.
Correct.
Correct or not?
That's right.
So other people are not important. You are important. The moment you recognize I have to be accountable, then climate change, all this talk they're having now, the NGO, all these are concept, how to steal money from you. But in reality, the moment you realize it, you look after your own plant, you look after everything. So accountability is like that. Whether it's about personal development, your professional development, long-term in life and goal, you must understand first, accountable. By yourself. Others cannot teach you that. That creates a structure. And that structure, okay, if I may casually use the term, will put pressure on you and encourage you to succeed. Creates a structure, okay, pressurize you and encourage you to make it happen. This is amazing, Ikram.
Right.
You probably heard of the term called Vedas.
Yes, I have.
There are 4 Vedas, one called Rig Veda, you know that,
Mm-hmm.
The first Veda is about structure, human structure. And Ikram, it's 10,000 years old. Nobody knows when.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But the first Veda is about the human structure. How the hell they knew at that time, huh? It is cells that has to be structured properly. Even your eyes, your ear, your nose. Every
Correct.
part of your body has accountability.
Correct.
But, so before we get out of this world theory, okay? Just accountability is such an important thing. Now,
Mm-hmm.
it's also very important, second part of it. Every person that is accountable will take action. The moment he becomes accountable, he will take action.
That's right.
If not, cannot happen. And when you take an action, you set up a goal. I want to have this, or I want to have that. But within that, having this overview is okay. But the detail, as they say in the English language, the devil is in the detail. Meaning, what do I want to do today? What do I want to have finished today? I won't even say goal. No?
Mm.
I would say, what do I want to finish doing today? You create a system. And when you create the system, you can then automatically measure your own progress.
Mm.
Yes or not?
Yes.
So I have the review sheet, the review format, which I use very regularly. And I've got all the record to show you, which is why I send it to you today. No?
Right.
Yeah. In the sense that it's not a concept anymore. Do you want to do it or not?
Mm.
Will you become responsible? Your mother can't teach you that. Your father can't teach you that. Your school can't. Nobody can. You must become. This is what I'm accountable for. I want to do it. When you get that realization, it will overcome internal resistance that you have. These cells, all you have, then they will work for you. They are your servant.
Right.
Otherwise, they'll become your boss. What do you want?
It has to be the servant.
So exactly. But they will only submit to you provided you know what you want. That is accountability.
Mm.
Which motivation, people do not know what it is. I'm telling you, motivation is your cells. The moment all your cells are accelerated and tears will come out of your eyes, you are motivated. You will face any setback. You become accountable.
Mm.
So
I think also it's perhaps important to say that accountability creates discipline, because motivation is fleeting, right? Sometimes you're motivated, sometimes you're not. But discipline is the one that carries you through even the low moments in your motivation.
absolutely. And Ikram, this is a fantastic word you use, discipline. Discipline comes from accountability. Discipline doesn't come by itself because there is no discipline in the cells. They have a structure, yes. Vedas explains that very well. They have a structure. They know exactly what to do. They know where your eyes should be. Have you ever met a human whose eyes is at the back? Or a ear turn around?
No.
No, is that? This is the structure. How 10,000 years ago, Bhagat Kim, no, I don't know. But so it's there. So it's a structure. But the structure is for you to be alive. The moment you realize accountability and then you become accountable for it, in other words, you make your intention, I want to get this, I want to do this, I will set the goal. I will set. I will make sure I make up a system. Or otherwise, it'll be a wishful thinking. The second part, wishful thinking is useless. So you become not. You realize it and then you make it happen. The third thing, Ikram, is honesty. Self-honesty, Ikram,
Right.
which people don't have. Our country, Malaysia, is very famous for that. So also in some way, Indonesia, Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, all that. But Singapore, no.
Mm-hmm.
Honesty. By law, you have to be honest in Singapore. You make one mistake, you get a ticket, right or not?
Right.
So discipline comes when you are punished. Only when you are given a cane, or then you. My belief is honesty is what you must develop. Once you are accountable, you become honest. I can't do this. I'm not getting up early enough. I'm saying this. I'm not delivering it. You realize it yourself. That is honesty. True accountability focuses you to face your own commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, I will get up at 6 o'clock and walk 30 minutes. Walk 30 minutes. Therefore, you will exercise and adjust your method. When to track it, how to track it. That's why I sent you that,
Right.
my June plan. Just to tell you, this is what I'm going to talk to you about now. If you can take a picture and put it in to show them. I don't know whether you, first of all, you have got a issue with time. I know that, okay? So honesty in my life, I must tell you that I have never met people who are honest with themselves. They lie to you without even realizing that they're lying. I don't know, what is your experience, Ikram? Tell me.
Yeah, I've got a similar experience. In fact, my experience tells me that people are more honest with other people and more accountable to other people than they are to themselves. That means we are very rarely, I don't know, we place ourselves last in terms of being honest with ourselves, in terms of being accountable to ourselves.
You see, Ikram, again, that honesty is something that I myself recognized it only as I grew older and older. I begin to realize that, hey, I'm lying to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I should stop lying to myself.
Right.
It's a great discovery, right?
Yeah. That itself is being honest with yourself.
Because of the mistakes I made in life, early part of my life, I made mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I can't regret and go back there. So I started to accept that. And the final thing is about this We Planner. How I used it to literally change my life completely. And that's why even today I do this. You know, Ikram, I do this. We do this not for money. You know that.
Yep.
Why are we doing this, Ikram?
To help others.
We want them to realize it, Ikram. You can only hope that, no?
Mm-hmm.
We can only, they must feel the realization. You know, Ikram, you know that, 1986, I started to come out and talk to people, okay? I ran this seminars, you've been there, you understand? And,
Right.
some of the people that I did 40 years ago, I come back. Now, they come back to me, want to talk to me, But Ikram, I used to stand there week after week all over Asia, stand up and talk to people free of charge. I pay for the hotel, I pay for the everything,
I was just about to add that you did this all at your own cost.
my cost, my travel, nobody pays any money. You come. Only thing I'm going to do, hey, take some of the right, the goal, the review principle. That 3 principles. If you use this and you use this product, I was not even selling. You can buy it anywhere. I mean, I'm not. I didn't. I'm the one who developed it. But yeah, yes, I sell it. But you can use a diary. It doesn't matter what, no? But so long as you use, like as an example, like today. Today is the 2nd of July, right, Ikram?
Yep.
Like today. You see that? This is my day. And we are sitting at what time, Ikram?
9:30 to 10:30.
You see this part of it?
That's tonight. Yeah.
That's when this program is happening, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, does it take a lot to sit down and put down? But this is what I want to do. It doesn't really matter what others want to do. What I want to do this. Even though I may be working with somebody, or I may be working for somebody, with and for, I must decide what I want to do. Because nobody is totally in control of what I got to do. Yes or not?
That's right.
It's for me to decide what I want to do. And because of that, you need this all these 4 things, accountability, understanding what is accountability, and using accountability as a responsibility, that you really want to get it done, honesty with yourself, and finally using a tool to make that happen. So what I put together in the last 20 minutes or so sounds so simple, right?
Yes, it does.
It does, right? But it is that simple. All you got to do, start one day. You do it one day today. And then you review yourself. See, people cannot review themselves. Write, goal, review. 3 things, right? When I spoke about this, when I came out and spoke about to people, I had tremendous difficulty convincing people to review their own self. Even today, I have that problem. Do you realize that?
Yes.
You must also be going through that issue of reviewing yourself.
Yes.
It could be because you have not have the time, or you don't want to allocate that time, or you don't want to look at it because you're not happy with what you did and you don't address it.
I think that is the real truth. If I'm being honest with myself, it's the facing yourself, what you've done for the day, and then having to admit, oh shit, I didn't achieve what I'm supposed to achieve, and what shall I do about it now?
But it is through that process, Ikram, you can become better. It is so crucial that we need to do this. I sit and review in my worst of days, I really sit down and go through the pain of writing it down. Why did I do that? Why, why, and how to get out of it, not to repeat it again. And I go on and on with my own self. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Now, there are many a time, we do things spontaneously.
That's right.
And that spontaneity allows you, because why? You have no plan. Because remember, these cells in your body, they like to do little things, But you must group them together. So Your V planner is a guide of what I want to do today. You cannot give the excuse, somebody is calling me, I have to do this or I have got to do that. Those are the things that has to be managed.
Mm.
You cannot push it to, oh, because he bothered me, that's why I'm not effective. And key important, and this is important, very rare thing, Ikram, you must try to get at least 1 or 2% who are accountable people who are totally accountable.
Mm.
You know my wife Rose, my sister-in-law Lily.
Yep.
You know them, right? Are
Yes.
they accountable people?
Yes.
Very, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So you need to have that accountable people supporting you.
Mm.
I must tell you, okay? See, to manage time and to be productive is not doing a lot, but doing the things that you want to do. Because there is a limitation, isn't it?
Correct.
Meaning that time becomes our limit. That
Mm.
6 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock. That's a limit, right?
That's right.
And if you take that 16 hours and multiply that by 60 seconds, no? 60 seconds multiplied 16 hours, you have about 57,000 seconds, which comes to you. Every day it comes to you.
Mm.
Or in a day, including the 8 hours you sleep, you have 84,600 seconds. Every day comes to you. And then next day, another one will come. Isn't it? How you account for that is responsibility, is also accountability.
Right.
So you understand? So the starting part of it is you must start with the day. You do a day, you do 2 days, you do 3 days. What is your intention? What do you want to get out of this today?
Mm-hmm.
That's the starting point. And then the second thing is to use the planner, say, okay, I'm going to do that 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever, allocate the time. And nobody can make it happen. You got to make it happen, right?
That's right.
Correct or not?
Correct.
If you say, I want to have a meeting with some few people and it'll not last more than 60 minutes, you must make that happen. You must make that happen.
Mm.
Including the owners of your company who's sitting there. Sorry, I've got something else to do. Meeting is over. We'll meet again another time. That's the kind of accountability you must have.
Mm.
So there will always be distraction. But
Right.
you are the one that can prevent that distraction. Otherwise, you lose focus. Why? Again, once you're distracted, the entire system that you have, the cells, they also go kalang. They are happy. Oh, he's gone somewhere. Let me do this. Let me do that,
Mm. Mm.
Okay. So that's why I developed the V Planner for people to actually manage their life, manage their time, be a very productive individual, enjoy life, and be happy, no?
Yeah. And if I may add, one of the things that the V Planner does, and which is, I think, very, very important for accountability, at least for me, this is why the V Planner helped a lot, is it gives you clarity.
Yes.
The way you've broken down things in the V Planner, that means you start from your goals, and then you've got your annual goal and your 5-year outlook, and then you break it down into monthly goals, what you want to achieve every month, and then those monthly goals translate into tasks to achieve those monthly goals, and then they go into your planner. So there's like a filtration process before something goes on to your schedule, as opposed to just putting things on your schedule, because then you become busy with
Yeah.
many things to do, but
Yes.
there's no filtration process. That means are these activities helping you with the monthly goal or not? I think that one is a lot of people overlook, and that's key with your V planner.
That's true. There is a book called Execution. I am sure you've read it.
No
Called
one.
Execution, written by an Indian fellow called Ram. He used to work for Jack Welch before, and he'd be a team of Jack Welch team. He wrote his book called Execution, and it deals with this simple subject. He said more than 80% of executives fail in their job because they fail to execute.
Yes.
He said they're good at planning, but execution. And he comes down to the basic, the execution start of the day. It starts one day. If you cannot finish it, you got to move it to another time and get that done. So that's why the word follow up and follow through came about, Nice terminology, But execution is the individual. If people don't submit to you what you want and they have not done it, okay, you need to put a stop. Meaning, hey, this is what you're responsible for. Get it done. Everybody think the Japanese people work very hard. No. They are accountable for what they are supposed to deliver. And they make sure it's delivered. Otherwise, there's an impact on your bonus, there's an impact on your increment, and so on and so forth. Okay. So they don't work very hard. It's just that they become accountable. Have you ever met a Japanese who's not accountable? I have never. Very accountable people. They know what they want, they do. Okay? They don't want you to, for 4 times, ask them the same question. No. Stop that. Okay? From a restaurant to a meeting, anyway, it's very structured, very, very structured. Right or not?
Correct.
And that is something. Now, the thing is this, techniques are simple. I mean, let's deal with some of the things technical. If you feel that you can't work for long hours, hey, work for 20 minutes. Work hard. 20 minutes. Don't let anything, get it done. Once you're done, then take a break for 5 minutes. Come back after 5-10 minutes, and then another 20 minutes. So you continuously do that so that you are productive throughout the day. And you know what, Ikram, I'm going to tell something to people who are listening to us now. You cannot be more productive than 4 hours in the cycle of life. You need 4 hours of sleep. You have 4 hours for yourself, in which you can be very productive, and 4 hours at workplace. Although you work for somebody for 8 hours, but you're productive only 4 hours. It's how you control that 4, and the sleep 4. So sleeping, for instance, for me, I sleep at 10, I'll wake up at about 5. But my 4 hours are 11, 12, 1, 2, in which I'll have deep sleep. Then the rest are lingering out. My own time that I spend for my own self, I also manage that 4 hours very carefully. 1 for myself, and 2 hours for myself, and 2 hours for my family. That's taken care of. And in the workspace, I also manage 4 hours. So this is a kind of a thing that we do. And that's why I designed the planner in such a way that it can control. See, whatever you want to do, you have to decide that the night before you go to bed. That's the only accountability on your part.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep repeating that over and over and over again. And never ever forget the review part. After each activity is done, you must review.
Right.
If you don't review,
You're not being accountable.
you're not being accountable.
That's right.
Like we do this now. Okay. After that, I'll sit down and find out, hey, can I improve here? Can I improve there? Can I do it a little better? Is there another way to deliver it?
Mm.
So you see, Ikram, it's an ongoing process. Now, you cannot manage time because time is the moving thing, right?
Correct.
The only thing you can manage is your energy or your life, Okay, energy maybe makes sense to you, your energy, right?
Yes.
And you have that 4-4-4 energy. You must learn to manage this energy because the cells are producing that energy. You realize that, don't you?
Yes.
So therefore, the structure, once I've done it, quickly do a review. You can do a detailed review later on in the evening, no? But for the moment, not happy with this, or I did this, I did that, whatever, quickly write down, no? When you're having a discussion with your people that work for you or your customer, whatever, quickly you can make a quick points, no? Because it's very fresh in your mind. Put it down there. When you look at it in the evening, it'll come. The whole thing will play back,
Mm.
But making that small review, that's extremely important. Now, so accountability means what? Taking responsibility for the action and decision, right or not? For whatever you do. That creates awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And that awareness brings about consciousness.
Right.
So you see the interconnection between one and the other and all that.
Mm.
So it's about doing what you said you will do and the result thereof. Whether it's good or bad doesn't matter, but you've done it. Be willing to make the changes. Explain why you are unable to do it. Accountability, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
if I sum up responsibility in total, responsibility, ownership, transparency. You must be transparent. Okay? And for everything that you said you will do, you must become answerable. Answerability. Is there such a word? Answerability. Yes, there is.
Answerability.
Correct. And follow up and follow through.
That's right.
Correct.
Yep.
All that, you can do it through the use of the V Planner.
Mm.
And you know what? It's you that must do.
Correct.
You have to do it. Nobody's going to do it for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay? And that's what I think it should be, Ikram. Anything else that you would like me to add on?
I think you've covered it very beautifully. Understanding, as you said, what is accountable, then knowing how to be accountable, being honest with yourself, and you said using a tool. I would say the V Planner is the best tool for this. To our audience out there, if Vengas said, any tool, just something that where you write down the things that you need to do. Writing itself creates that accountability, and then you added something where the detail, right? When, where, what time, and that helps a lot. So you should start journaling, but then if you want to go a step deeper, then I think you should be contacting Venga for the V Planner.
Thank you. And let me finally say this, Lan. Accountability is not punishment,
Mm-hmm.
It's actually freedom.
Right.
Because you're free to do what you want to do, although you work for somebody. Oh, I'm a slave to my boss. No, you're not. You allow yourself to become a slave. That's your fault. Deliver. Make sure the chain has got a link all the time. People who pay you want to know what you're doing. So there must be a link. So accountability is not punishment, it's actually freedom. Because once you have the freedom, you'll grow. Because you're achieving your goals, therefore give you growth, your own integrity becomes better. You become self-disciplined. You look at things from a perspective of every total view. And therefore, you will not simply open your mouth and say things that you want to say it, but you will measure what you want to say.
That's right. That's right.
All that is part of accountability and part of time management, life management, whatever.
Very well said. Thank you very much, Venga. We've actually come to the end of our segment time. It has been very enlightening for me. For our audiences out there who are listening, I hope it's been informative for you. And if you've got questions, please post them in the comment section down below. Venga answers all the questions himself. So any query you have, anything that comes to mind, just post it in the comment section below. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a wonderful night, and hopefully after this, you become more accountable.
Good night.
Good night.